Could this be because they don't know? I mean, it's Trump. Like they don't know what their policy is.
Yes.
You know what I mean? One day is tariffs. The next day it's a pause. The next day is, certain exceptions. I can kind of understand where they are as an embassy. And the last thing you want to do is speak incongruently to Trump, even though, incongruence seems to be the order of the day. But, that's the last thing you want to do, to be separate from that.
Yes.
But part of the reason I wanted you, certainly on this episode, is you've been to China.
Yes.
You've been to the factories.
Yes.
And you've seen how they work that side. Yes. The efficiency of it all. You were in Chongqing, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
And we actually did cover that on the episode, that trip. But for example, we were speaking about one of the factories, right? Where it's just about 14 people there.
Yes. It's a highly automated factory that I visited, which processes an indigenous vegetable for that region of China. And that factory produces between 30, 40 different products, complete with packaging and everything.
Wow.
And it's highly automated. So there are only 14 people who work in the factory. But what the Chinese have done is that the inputs to the factory is sourced from over 1,000 small-scale farmers. And most of the people who work for that company that owns the factory, they never come to the factory. Their job is to go to those small-scale farmers all over that part of China, visit them in person, and make sure that each individual farmer is able to produce all the time, because obviously such a factory, it cannot afford to not have inputs. Those factories, they depend on 24-hour production. It must run all the time. And for it to run, there needs to be input all the time. So they have this whole system to support those small-scale farmers with everything from inputs such as seeds and fertilizer, but also even social support. If there's a problem in the family, then the farmer won't be able to work. So if he needs somebody to look after his kids, or he needs transport, or he's sick and somebody needs to come in to do some manual labor for them for a time, the company makes sure that support is there.
Wow.
And the reason I found that so incredible is because I was really worried by realization that I had this week. What brought it about was the announcement of B2 Gold Oshikoto mine, gold mine results. Now they had record production for 2024.
Okay.
So that's more gold and more profits.
All right.
And even billions that they are paying to government coffers in terms of royalties, taxes, and other costs. But 2023, there were close to 900 Namibians working on that mine. Last year, 2024, they had scaled it down to 640 about there. And by the end of this year, there will only be 400 workers left on the mine. The reason for that is because they are scaling down the open pit operation, which is the one which requires more workers because you need more machines, more big trucks, more bulldozers and all of that. And they are expanding underground. And the underground operation needs less people. So that got me to thinking about our national ambitions, which is industrialization. We've got Vision 2030 and we want to be an industrialized nation. But the problem is that modern industrialization doesn't mean factory jobs anymore. There's automation. And if you look at this example we were talking about with that factory in China,
Chongqing,
there are only 14 people who work in the factory. So even if we industrialize, we will not create jobs, and here we see mining, it is improving in terms of production, in terms of profit, money, but it is decreasing jobs. And lots of our mines are going underground. Luckily, we have a couple of mines on the horizon which are going to be open pit, so that's more jobs there.